This is in Great Hassan. Nick Sordor. Just in, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived in Washington, D.C. for his meeting at the White House. Netanyahu is in a large Secret Service motorcade and security is incredibly tight with I-695 West being totally shut down and 2 helicopters overhead. Haven't seen this done for anyone but the President of the United States. They're not taking any chances. I mean, he is the real president, so it makes sense. It makes sense that the real president is getting the real presidential protection. This guy's on his 8th visit, more than any other head of state. I mean, yeah. Well, I'm going to repeat it again, but, you know, he is the head of state. He's the head of state as in he's the true American head of state. Are they going to attack Iran? Yes. I think so. Put some respect on it. He's the commander in chief. The Washington Institute, which was founded as an AIPAC spinoff and does not reveal any of his donors, testified to the House Foreign Affairs Committee 5 times in the span of 1 week about Middle East policy. Huh. Yeah, I saw Yair punched him. Benjamin Netanyahu's son is Hamas. Hamas. Yair Netanyahu is Hamas. Ay, ay, ay. Strange. He hasn't been back to New York City since January 1st. Okay, don't test it. Okay, I don't want to see that happen. I will be real. I don't think Zoran's going to do shit. Okay? We're living in a country that's run by literal Nazis and literal pedophiles who are literally working to make our planet uninhabitable. If they were demons sent from hell to destroy humanity, and that is good, and all that is good, I don't think we'd know the difference. I mean, what the actual fuck? It's true. Can you please cover the Fifth Circuit's decision on immigration law in the warehouse archipelago the federal government building is in? It's a critical development. The border is everywhere. I mean, yeah, it's just the expansion of the border is everywhere principle that has existed even before Donald Trump ever came to power. It was called the constitutional free zone according to the ACLU, and they've greatly expanded on that. I think the American government would assassinate Zoran Mamdani before they let Zoran Mamdani embarrass Benjamin Netanyahu. Not even like arrest them.
Thousands of Palestinian civilians in Gaza and their university.
Why do you think Zoran won't do shit? What do you mean? It's Benjamin fucking Netanyahu. What are you talking about? Look at the fucking police. Look at the police presence for Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh, also, the Candace Owens fan that called out Israel is now refusing to resign from Trump's commission. Oh yeah, I forgot to cover this.
Really?
Trump's Religious Liberty Commission was derailed by a fight over Candace Owens. The woman taking Owens' side here is former Miss California Carrie Prejean.
Appreciate it if you would stop calling Candace Owens an anti-Semite. She's not an anti-Semite. She's just a...
Okay, come on, dude. If Candace Owens is not an anti-Semite, who is? Like, I honestly, like, listen, I'm a clandestine operator, as you guys know. Okay? I am a clandestine operator. I'm a clandinista. Like, I am a fan of Candace Owens. You guys know this, right? You know this. But like, if Candace Owens, who was waving around a copy of the Talmudic Jew, is not considered an anti-Semite, then no one is. There's no such thing as an anti-Semite, okay? Like, come on. Come on. Avoiding every name except Klansman. No, I'm a Klansman as well. Candace has gotten into the giant of Kandahar theory recently. It rules. Oh, hell yeah. Talmud is what Jews invented to hate non-Jews. What's wrong with pointing the truth? Dude, I love when I love when a dumb neo-Nazi comes in here and tries to spell. It's always hilarious. Okay? This and my new favorite thing is like Indonesian nationalist Twitter. Those are my two. This is so awesome. As a matter of fact, this guy might be an Indonesian nationalist saying this in the chat. I don't know if you guys have the same timeline that I have, but my timeline is comprised in almost entirely, when I'm scrolling on my phone, of like Indonesian neo-Nazis. They're so fucking funny. they're so funny because they're like, they try to fucking LARP as white supremacists, but don't realize that like most of the movements that they identify with look at them and despise them. My broken algorithm, yes. What is it, Talmud? Chatter? You added a letter in there. He's not suicidal. Why if I say Jiao, I get this auto mod? So bullying is only bad when it's towards Jews. Goyim are shocked. KKK was black. Why are there so many Asmongold chatters who just are like this? What's going on here? Anyone that, first of all, the Talmud was not invented to hate non-Jews. But if you consider the Talmud to be something that like every Jew follows to a T, then you genuinely don't understand what the Talmud actually is. Because its method of consumption isn't even to just like read it. Okay, it's just endless amounts of debate from fucking 2,000 years ago. Of course, there's gonna be some fucking weird shit in there. Nobody cares. Nobody takes it seriously, and the people that do, well, you know, there's always gonna be some people who take dumb shit seriously. The idea that like you know, Jesus is boiling in excrement or whatever the fuck people love to endlessly harp on. Like, oh my God, this is what every Jew believes. The thing that surprised me the most about that chatter's message is that Asma's chat has Jew auto modded. How many Jews do you think are even in Asma's audience? Oh, I think there's probably a lot of right-wing Jewish people in Asma's audience because he takes like a weird position on Israel, remember? And he probably farmed a lot of right-wing Jews for a while because he was like constantly shitting on me. So every time he says like Nick Fuentes is based, they probably get like shocked a little bit. Also, what Candace Owens was waving wasn't even the Talmud. It was a neo-Nazi's interpretation of the Talmud and how the Talmud actually guides all Jews. Megaphonics said, how many Jews are in Asmongold's audience? Megaphonics forgot Ethan Klein is Jewish and is in Asmongold's Asmongold's audience. So there's at least one. Anyway. Jew here, 28 years old. I've learned more about it in this chat than in my life. Yeah, of course. Nux Taku, Jewish and Israeli. Israeli Jew living in Israel. Also another Asmongold fan. Were you going on a Candace show and get her to platform you? I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. She's blocked me. But I do love her work. I mean, that much is clear. I think you guys know that. I'm a big fan of her work, obviously. Especially because it yields tremendous bounties such as this one.
For you. You described very painful experiences at UCLA, and I take that very serious. At the same time, many of the students who I've spoken to personally who created those encampments say that they were protesting the killing of tens of thousands of Palestinian civilians in Gaza and their university's financial ties to that war. So I need to ask you, in a country built on religious liberty in the First Amendment, do you believe someone can stand firmly against anti-Semitism, including what you experienced?
The International Religious Freedom Commission was created in the late 90s as a marriage of evangelical Reagan hawks and liberal human rights hawks against China and the Middle East. They tried to use it for domestic politics, and what they got was chutted out sectarianism.
And at the same time condemn the mass killing of Palestinians in Gaza, or reject political Zionism, or not support the political state of Israel? Or do you believe that speaking out about what many Americans view as genocide in Gaza should be treated as anti-Semitic? Because in my view, the United States cannot and must not make loyalty to a particular theology about Israel a litmus test for protected speech or moral legitimacy.
Charlie Kirk said that Jew hate is brain rot. Some people don't have brains. I'm not going to assist them in setting a double standard for the Israeli government and the Jewish people as they fight to defend themselves. These were students calling for intifada within days after October 7th.
Oh, shit, dude. Damn, we should kill them. How did she sneak into this commission? Because she's a conservative activist? I don't know. I doubt that they have any sort of checks on who gets to be a part of this commission. I mean, it's some sort of fucking interfaith council.
Before Israel had even entered Gaza. So it's not about them and their using Palestinian civilian death, which is horrendous and horrible. They're using it as a prop. And it doesn't matter. My religious beliefs are violated. You don't get to block me because I'm Zionist and a Jew.
Yeah, well, that's not what happened. So I guess you should shut the fuck up then.
You want to protest Israel? Great. 100% go ahead and do it.
Is it? Is it great? You want to protest Israel? Great. 100% do it. Except don't do it. And we're having this conversation because I don't want you to do it. As a matter of fact, you should go to prison if you do that. Oh, man. I fucking love this dumb bullshit. It makes a lot of sense that this found a home in the conservative movement. Because, like, the perceived victimhood, even though you're coming at it from a position of profound privilege, like, that is pure white supremacy, right? White people, white supremacists, love creating perceived victimhood narratives. Like, oh, my God. Oh, you're hitting me. You're hitting me. Oh, how dare you hit me? I put a fake target on my head. And imagine that you put it there, and now I'm crying about it. Why was this grown man trying to enter a protected protest space on a college campus anyways? I don't know. Probably not. I don't think he was.
But the university let them wear masks, even though there's a mask ban. They violated all time, place, and manner restrictions, amplified sounds. It went on for years. They kept doing this time after time again. And that's what the judge saw and said, that's not okay. They can protest, they can't block Jews, and you can't assist them in doing it.
I'm really grateful that we're having this discussion because I think this is a topic that is really affecting so many Americans. Rabbi Shapiro, he's based in New York. I invited him here today, but he's not here today. He says, and I would love your opinion on this, American Jews are increasingly treated as less fully American, our loyalty questioned, our belonging made conditional because Zionist ideology falsely claims Israel is the nation state of Jews everywhere and that every Jew is nationally tied to it. He says, this framing is anti-Semitic at its core. It's just
They didn't even block them. It drives me insane that they can keep repeating this lie. Go to UCLA. I mean, I was there. I know they didn't do that, but it doesn't matter because the media totally went on board with it.
strips us of our identity as Americans, recasts us as foreigners in our own country, and arms anti-Semites with accusations of divided loyalties and collective guilt for actions we neither
This Candace Owens fan is cooking right now, by the way.
chose nor control. No other foreign country does this. No sovereign state claims to politically represent an entire worldwide group defined by religion or
There is one, white supremacy. It's just not associated with one country. Well, give it a couple of years, it'll be associated with America. But like last time it was associated with like a couple countries, it was Italy, Germany, that sort of thing. But the modern version of that probably is the United States of America.
heritage and bind its members to its deeds. Yet Jews alone bear this unique, unjust burden. That dangerous lie must be rejected openly and firmly. The remedy is clear: civic education that teaches unconditional American belonging through citizenship alone, not ethnicity, heritage, or any fabricated foreign tie. We are Americans, full stop, and we reject any doctrine that treats us otherwise. Would you say that statement is anti-Semitic?
What I'll say is that Natan Sharansky says there's three things that you shouldn't do with Israel. You shouldn't delegitimize it, you shouldn't demonize it, and you shouldn't apply a double standard.
Why? Why can I not delegitimize Israel? Why can I not shit on Israel? Well, first of all, we can, and we do. I like doing all three. I like hypocritically only talking about Israel too. It's my favorite thing. I can do whatever the fuck I want. As a matter of fact, it's pretty funny that these guys will turn around and complain, and it's like, wow, why are you criticizing Israel? I mean, I don't know, bitch, because it's doing a fucking genocide. It's apartheid. And not only that, but it can't even do any of that without unlimited American tax dollars. And I find that to be really fucked up. But also, these guys are also the same that will instantly turn around and be like, Iran this, Iran that, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, virtually every country that dare defy Israel. even a little bit. Step out of line even a little bit. Like, how come you get to say whatever the fuck you want about any other country, but nobody else gets to say anything about Israel, and Israel gets to still take billions of dollars of tax dollars every year, and we can't even say, hey, maybe we shouldn't spend the money over there.
You can abide by those three things, you're not anti-Semitic.
So by not being
Yeah, you can't put fucking you can't put boundaries on criticism of a fucking foreign nation state. It's that simple. That's ridiculous. That is fucking ridiculous. You can't say that to Americans in general. It is so dumb. No one is going to abide by that. I know this is the IHRA definition. He's like, he didn't expand on it, but that's like some of the IHRA definition. But it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what the fucking definition is. It doesn't matter what boundaries you're placing on it. Why not? What do you mean, why not? You think Americans are going to fucking turn around and be like, oh, yeah, I guess the IHRA definition has decided that this is unacceptable. Why don't you criticize the IRGC? I'm genuinely curious because, unfortunately, my tax dollars are not going to the IRGC. If it was, okay, well, it depends on what they are doing with those tax dollars. Maybe I would be critical of that. You know what I mean? If they're you know, doing mass production of Shahed drones that they're using to develop sovereignty and stuff like that, then I wouldn't really have an issue with the tax dollars going there. But so far, my tax dollars are not going to the IRGC. You know what I mean? I would love for Iran to be a secular democracy that still is anti-Zionist, right? They're killing its own people. It's a genocide. Why is it that you started talking about the IRGC as soon as we were talking about Israel? These are two totally separate issues. You know? If you criticize the IRGC, it's anti-Persian. Sorry, it's the only Persian majority country. Yeah. Why do you hate the Shia? Why do you hate Muslims? You're being quite Islamophobic. Why the double standard about the IRGC? You know? What's up? Yeah, you see how fucking stupid that is? You should go to prison for criticizing the IRGC. Stop Persian hate. Stop Shia hate. Okay? It's a talking point on pro-Israel Twitter, but is laughable on his face. Where are your campus protests? How many Iranians must be slaughtered for you to be outraged? Why aren't American students protesting the billions that their government annually sends to the Islamic Republic in military aid? Why aren't they protesting investments that their universities have in the military economy of the Islamic Republic? Why? Yeah. Ironically enough, there is something that we can protest here in the United States of America about our actions that lead to the death and destruction of the Iranian population. It's called the sanctions. It's called sanctions on Iran. I very much am against the sanctions on Iran. So technically, I'm doing my part, I guess. You know? Also, I have criticized the IRGC for killing Iranian protesters in general. But that's besides the point. Because that's not what this chatter wants. You know? It's the same as, why don't you criticize Hamas? Why are you criticizing Israel? I don't know, because Israel's the one that's doing a genocide with my fucking tax dollars. Okay? That's it. That's it. Shut the fuck up. Anything past that point is idiotic.
a Zionist, does that make you an anti-Semite?
I don't think you need to be a Zionist to support a country that defends itself and is free and religious in a hostile neighborhood.
So is anti-Zionism
Hold on
anti-Semitism?
one second, Karen.
Yes.
It is. It is.
Sorry.
Yes.
To take that point for a second.
Let me back up. I didn't want to step over that answer. I didn't know you were still, both of you, still talking. So
Just to be clear, is anti-Zionism anti-Semitism?
Yes.
It is under IHRA?
Rabbi,
Sure.
you're up next.
You're not
That
sure?
definition,
So
but
what is the definition?
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. No, it's not. Nope. It is. It is. It is. The IHRA definition. I mean, it's designed to make anti-Zionism be seen as anti-Semitism. So that's the whole fucking point. Yes. Also, who gives a shit? The guy who made up the IHRA definition doesn't even believe that it should be. It doesn't even believe that it's appropriate to be used as a form of legislative control. He doesn't think that it should be used as a mechanism of regulation. It's utterly ridiculous.
I'd love to speak to that. Undoubtedly, anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, and undoubtedly, and one does not have to support the specific policies of the government of Israel, but to not support the right of Israel to exist, which is what anti-Zionists do, while not taking that same stand to the 28 Muslim countries and 13 Christian countries in this world, is a double standard, is hypocrisy, and is absolutely anti-Semitism.
Pretty good. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I think it's also important that we not make Islamophobic remarks while we're here today. I would appreciate that.
Not as many claps for that one.
I just want to
Since this
say,
is a religious liberty hearing.
God forbid was anything like that said. But if the Jewish people are the only people that you deny the right to have its own state,
To have its own Jewish state. Kind of feels like that's the problem, don't you think? Dude, the thing about this, obviously the cruelty, the punishment, the unlimited bloodshed is the main problem here. But the mealy-mouthed, like, whiny ways in which people defend Israel, I can't stand. It just, like, adds insult to injury. Where it's like, why can't I have an ethno-state? It's like, I don't know, because that's Nazi shit, man. Oh, don't call me a Nazi. You're anti-Semitic. Why the fuck? It's mind-boggling that it went along like this. Defense went on for as long as it did because of how fucking inconsistent and how stupid it is to begin with. But it's just so fucking annoying.
that is absolutely a double standard, hypocrisy, and anti-Semitism.
Well, as you know, I'm a Catholic, and Catholics do not embrace Zionism, just so you know. So are all Catholics anti-Semites, according to you?
As I said, anti-Zionism, by denying the right of the Jews to have their own state while not saying the same for any other peoples, that is a double standard, hypocrisy, and anti-Semitism.
So just to be clear,
It's not. Give the Palestinians equal rights and representation. That's it. No, that's anti-Semitism. Oh, fuck you then. That's it. My argument is simple. A one state already exists. A de facto one state already exists. It's just an apartheid state. Give the people equal rights, representation, reparations for stolen land and death and destruction. And then we can begin the healing process. Until you do that, you're a fucking piece of shit Nazi. It's that simple. It's that simple. Dissolve the apartheid state. It's that fucking simple. I know it's not very simple for everybody else, but that's the problem here.
Catholics, anti-Semites,
I don't think it's anti-Semitism, but I don't think any religious ethno-state should exist. Yeah. There is no religious ethno-state that exists in the way that Israel exists. You understand that, right? That's it. Like, all these other countries have allowances for other people to come in. And the ones that don't offer full-blown citizenship are heavily criticized, especially by myself, but by even like the average liberal, like the Gulf states, for example. And even then, these countries are not actively ethnically cleansing the indigenous population in an effort to overcome the demographic concerns that they have of maintaining a Muslim ethno-state, for example. So there is no comparison in the modern world, with the exception of, I guess, Sri Lanka and maybe a few others, to what Israel is doing. None whatsoever. You talk about Uyghurs in China and Xinjiang, not the same situation at all. Like, there are varying degrees of violence, like state violence, that states will subject others to. Okay? But none of it compares to what Israel has done and is continuing to do. None of it. Like, the closest one I can think of is Sri Lanka. That's it.
Barry, excuse me. I'm going to interrupt the discussion. Our committee is focused on religious liberty taken from all people, whether they be Muslims, Jews, Christians, Sikhs. We've had all those witnesses here. This is not a commission on defining religion.
Cambodia under Khmer Rouge? No, guys, I'm talking about in modern day right now. Imagine not realizing the Vatican was a theocracy. Dude, come on. The Vatican? We're talking about fucking real countries, man. The Vatican? Really? It's like fucking complaining about, I don't know, the apartment complex down the street. Like, what are you... Like, be for real, man. We're having a serious conversation among adults, okay? Yeah, the Vatican. The Vatican is engaging in the ethnic cleansing of what? Fucking Romans? The Vatican is currently engaging in the indigenous genocide of Italians down the street. Who are they ruling over? It's one building, dude. Yeah, the Hasanabi Manor is an ethno-state. Yeah, they're sieging the Trastevere neighborhood of Rome. Dog, you're 34 years old. Stop burping. Wait, you think there's an age where you stop burping? What are you, crazy? The fuck? The fuck does my age have to do with it?
Not any theology, or this is not the commission for that.
Right, but we're talking about a foreign nation, so I want to be clear on what the definition of anti-Semitism is. If I don't support the political state of Israel, am I an anti-Semite? Yes or no?
They already answered. Asked and
Yes.
answered.
According to you on the record, yes? If I don't support the political state of Israel?
I don't personally label people, but what I'm saying...
Yeah, you do. Going by this reaction, I thought the clip would be more contentious. When you watch it, Prigine doesn't even question the absurd idea that Frankel experienced as some horrific discrimination at UCLA. In response, Kestenbaum goes, Charlie Kirk said Jew hatred and brain rot. How are you supposed to talk to someone like that? You go out of your fucking way to say their preposterous stories are valid. Ask what is an acceptable parameter of disagreement. And this guy goes, our dead friend agrees with me. You have committed hate speech. Yeah, also, she's not exactly brilliant either. You know what I mean? Like, this person is coming across like a straightforward activist on this panel with academic pedigree because of how unvarnished the hatred that is coming from the Zionist side of this argument. Why is that when I tell people I watch this on, they always bring up shocking the dogs as being the only reason they don't like them? Don't worry. I'm sure they'll find something new next week. Tell them you love watching me because I shock my dog. See how they react. Be like, yeah, I love the way he shocks Kaya. Again, a lot of people who like to use the left as a punching bag are really going to miss when it's gone. Much less, I see you, I hear your pain, but let's think about the nuances and much more, shut up, you are my enemy. Anyway, this kind of stuff is unsustainable.